Put a finger down if you're 29 with 5 kids under the age of 7 and your husband told you he wants to get a divorce because you want to continue going to your family church he doesn't like.
You think I'm here to play around with y'all? God damn ya!
Wait.
It's absolutely absurd.
I'm done. I'm over it. Hi everyone, welcome back to Themis and Thought. Grab your coffee, water, tea, whatever you're drinking, go and get that. Tonight we're going to be talking about Tatiana coming online, dragging her husband and dragging us for agreeing with her that her husband was dusty. Who is Tatiana, you may ask? Let's get into it.
Put a finger down if you're 29 with 5 kids under the age of 7 and your husband told you he wants to get a divorce because you want to continue going to your family church he doesn't like, but he wants you to stay in the house for the sake of the kids and says he'll eventually start seeing other people. So he takes back the Benz that he bought you and buys you a less expensive car, and you take you and your 5 kids to go live with your dad. And now you share a room with your 5 kids trying to get your life back together because you haven't worked in 8 years because your husband told you to focus on you, your kids, and school. So now you got to learn how to be a single mom, all while your kid's dad is gaslighting you, making you feel bad for leaving the house because he says you should have stayed and saved up, even though he's going to be out doing what he wants to do.
All right. So this lady is 29 years old, 5 kids under 7. Husband wants a divorce, and the reason given for wanting a divorce is because she won't stop going to a church. She said the husband stopped her from working, stopped her from going to school, and she became a stay-at-home wife and mother because of the husband, but she will not stop going to the church that she chose to go to, even though she'll give up everything else in her life. That seems suspicious to me. So the husband not only told her he wants a divorce if she continues to go to the church, apparently she just continues to go to the church. So the husband takes back the Benz and wants to give her another car, instead of a pricey car, I guess a hoopty. I don't know what a hoopty is. I heard that's what you call cars that are not Benz and like luxury vehicle. Her husband takes back the car, the Benz, and wants to give her a lower grade car. Don't know anything about cars. So she takes her 5 kids, moves in with her dad in a single room by herself with 5 children to take care of. No job. She didn't finish her education, but she's planning to go back to school. She also says that her husband is trying to make her feel bad about leaving instead of staying in the house with him, where he gets to go do what he wants to do, and she is just, I guess, a babysitter, and she can make her own money at some point and then leave. All right, I don't blame her for leaving because whatever, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be in a situation where you're dependent on someone who becomes resentful of you, and that kind of relationship could become real messy real quickly. So that's it. Also, I don't appreciate people saying, oh my God, you're 29 with 5 kids. That couldn't be me. Good for you. If I were a woman, that couldn't be me. As a man, that could never be me. Period. But like, she's already there. So like, it's not, I don't think it's worth saying that couldn't be you. Now, if you're talking to young women about the potential for disruption in their life based on having multiple children and then having to take care of those kids, then sure, fine, have that broad conversation. But it couldn't be me feels more mean and disrespectful, dismissive, as opposed to informative. So I can get why she got annoyed. However, her annoyance pushed her to make a couple of follow-up videos that have now been deleted. I will discuss them briefly because she already deleted them. I had my outline prepared 2-3 weeks ago, and so when I went back today to go find the video, she deleted them. There will be no allegedly here because I don't lie on people, but I'm going to address what she said in the outline, and then she went on the Barely Initiated podcast, I'm Not Going to Be Initiated Ever Into Manhood podcast, and did an interview, which we will get to in a minute. So, In one of her follow-up videos, she talked about why it is that she became a mother of 5 by the age of 29. She talks about being religious and that God said to go be fruitful and multiply. She also attempted to throw shade, I don't know if intentionally or unintentionally, at single mothers who were not married, because she said she was married and she would not have kids if she weren't married. But I mean, throw the shade you want. You are now in the same boat as a single mother who is not married. Like it does not make sense on your way to being a single mother to be throwing shade or taking shots at single mothers. That was strange to me. And then she made another video defending her man. She said,
I don't know why you all are in my comments trying to talk bad about my man. My husband takes care of the kids. He's a good man. He's a good man. He's a good man.
completely ignore that a couple of videos prior to that, she was talking about how her dad wanted her to move out because her dad did not like the situation and did not like the husband. Now, there are many reasons why the dad could have not liked the husband, but it doesn't sound like he's a good man if you were getting kicked out of your relationship, even if not your home, because you wanted to stay at a church. This feels a lot deeper than wanting to stay at a church. And I don't know, because I don't have the information, but that seems very, extremely odd. And then she became very, I don't want to say irate, but she was responding to a lot of comments, making a lot of videos, dragging a lot of people. One of the videos that I do have screen recorded, I will not play, and it was her showing her true colors. I'm looking at my phone because I'm looking at the video right now with my outline right beside it. And she was talking again about not having children out of wedlock, as if it was a sort of flex, that she had 5 kids within a marriage. Now she is in a 1-bedroom at her dad's home with 5 kids. No shade, everyone has to do what they have to do to build from where they are. But it does seem odd that you, in that circumstance as a married woman, would be throwing shade in any meaningful way or even addressing single mothers who were never married. Because again, you have 5 kids in a 1-bedroom with your dad. I don't think you should be throwing shade. I think you should be appreciating feedback, removing all the information from online if you don't want feedback, and like building your life, right? Then she comes back and she says, nobody said I was miserable. I never told y'all I was miserable. I don't know why y'all are in my comments. If you don't like what I'm doing, please move on. Cool. No one said you were miserable. That is true. You never admitted to being miserable. I just seem, in my experience, when someone is in their car with their kids talking about put a finger down if your man is out here being a degenerate or telling you to leave a marriage, if you won't leave the church after having 5 kids, then you have to go move in with your father in a 1-bedroom with 5 kids. It just seems, it doesn't actually mean you're miserable. You're not miserable, but it's hard to assume that you're just happy-go-lucky and there was no pain there. This young lady came online, weaponized the internet against her husband, found it too hot because she never told us why there was a breakup, what the issues were in their relationship, none of that. She led us to believe that the real issue in their relationship was that her husband did not want her to go to a specific church, and apparently she would not give that church up, so she took her 5 kids, moved in with her dad in a 1-bedroom with the 5 children, and that's just that on that. I will note that I keep saying 1-bedroom. It's not clear that the grandfather, Tatiana's dad, has more than 1 bedroom in whatever he's living in. It could be multiple bedrooms, and Tatiana and her 5 kids have to share 1 bedroom. So putting that out there for clarification. Now, you came on, gave that story, and started clapping back at everyone for absolutely no reason because no one told you to share this story. But here you are online dragging people. Now, she decided to go on the barely initiated, uninitiated, I Will Never Be Initiated into Manhood podcast, and she did an interview. I don't know that I should call this an interview because them two men between them, I don't fully understand how they have a podcast because they did not. I'm going to play a big chunk of this, and you will realize in maybe the first 2 minutes, let's play 3 minutes, you'll realize that they're not talking about anything. All right, let's play that and then come back and talk.
Bringing together, some I would say some witness testimony. I don't even know what I got to study the law to kind of see what the situation is. But the person or the entity or the group that is going on trial today is actually a comment section.
Absolutely. So y'all, what happened was a very viral video hit our DMs that y'all asked us to cover, and it is a sister that is communicating very clearly a mishap that went down in her marriage, and the comments had a lot to say. In fact, Lionel, let's go ahead and review the video, and we'll get to what the comments had to say about it.
Put a finger down if you're 29 with 5 kids under the age of 7 and your husband told you he wants to get a divorce because you want to continue going to your family church he doesn't like, but he wants you to stay in the house for the sake of the kids and says he'll eventually start seeing other people. So he takes back the Benz that he bought you and buys you a less expensive car, and you take you and your 5 kids to go live with your dad. And now you share a room with your 5 kids trying to get your life back together because you haven't worked in 8 years because your husband told you to focus on you, your kids, and school. So now you got to learn how to be a single mom all while your kid's dad is gaslighting you, making you feel bad for leaving the house because he says you should have stayed and saved up even though he's going to be out doing what he wants to do.
Now, check this out. Believe it or not, a lot of people had a lot of opinions on this conversation here. Because when you go down, this is why we had to take this to the trial, okay? Because when you go into the comment section, what she seems to be being charged with, more than anything else, are these very common comments all throughout.
Yeah, you guys need to normalize leaving the kids with the father. Always have your own money is the advice so many people gave me on my wedding day. One of the reasons I do not want kids, I need my exit as clean as my entrance.
Ooh.
Negative. That's crazy. 29 with 5 kids. Look at Tati. She in the chat. She in there. She said, yes, 5 blessings. And then you got, how did Sheer 7 get up in here? Y'all got to listen to Sheer 7. This could have been prevented. So this is the thing, which is crazy because my lady actually sent me this. She said, she didn't even say watch. She just said go straight to the comments after you watch the video. And the things that I was seeing in there was kind of crazy. It's like most of it was around like.
Okay, pause. Before we get to her interview, I wanted to play a big introduction chunk of it before we get to the interview, but no. What were the bad comments? Now, I do agree that it could not be me, five kids at 29, whatever. Like, that seems a bit underhanded. But people are just saying it couldn't be them. I disagree with that comment. You don't have to make that comment. It is what it is, right? But everything else feels completely fine with me. There is no part of the rest of the comments that seems odd to me. I haven't seen the bad comments yet, but they're blowing this out of proportion because ultimately these two men, because y'all might not know this, not you all watching this, because if you're watching this, you already know this. This feels redundant to you all in my chat watching this. But for a lot of women, they think these men are literally trying to help them as women, and that does not make sense to me. But let's continue. Let's continue the foolishness.
like having 5 kids before 30 was a crime.
With her husband?
With her husband. With husband. All, and we'll let her explain it. All with the same father, obviously, her husband. It was an issue that she wants to keep her kids, which is crazy. Why wouldn't somebody want to keep their kids?
It wasn't an issue that she wanted to keep her kids. The issue was that she has no money, no place to go of her own. The man has a home and was the provider. It does seem odd to take 5 kids to go live in 1 bedroom. Like, that seems odd. I'm not saying you should or shouldn't do it, but if people are pointing that out, maybe make a good faith argument about why it would make sense to have the kids stay with the dad until you get back on your feet. Now, you can choose to not do that and go live with all 5 kids in 1 bedroom. You can do that. That's what she did. Not gonna hate on her for that, but that would a lot of people would not make that decision for the best interest of the kid.
Then another issue, which I would say was probably one of the main ones as well, is leaving your career or foregoing career opportunity to be a stay-at-home mom. And so I'm trying to figure out, of all the things that she stated, how did 90% of the comments end up saying this is your fault?
So that is the charge.
0 of the comments they put on the screen said it was her fault. Find the comment that they put on the screen that said it was her fault. They did not put a comment on that said it was her fault. They're lying. Because they want to promote being a traditional woman. They want to promote being at home with kids. And again, I'm not fighting against that. If you want to do it as a woman, go forth and do it, because it's working out so well for women who stay at home. These men are doing such a great job being providers and protectors of women who stay at home, who are completely dependent on a man financially, because we see that happening in the world, that these women are being taken care of. They're not being cheated on, they're not being abused, they're not being left without any means for providing for themselves. That's not happening. I'm also very bad at sarcasm, so that.
Here today, all right? So this is what we're going to take to trial. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to bring this sister up, okay? She's going to be an eyewitness here. We're going to get a little bit more details, and I'm going to bring up the actual jewelry, meaning you guys here today. In fact, let's go ahead and drop the link for people to come backstage now so you can give your verdict on whether or not, I really want to know your thoughts on this one here, family.
Man, first off, looking at the chat is already getting strong. What? Listen, we got to bring her up.
We got to. Matter of fact, I want everybody to give a warm welcome to my sister Tati on Holley Initiated.
What up, Tati?
Tati, what up with you?
How are you? I'm good. How are you?
Listen, we blessed to have you. And I mean, you've all.
I didn't realize the microphone was that bad. Please note, it's her microphone and not anything to do with me at all. There's nothing to do with me.
So have taken the internet by storm. I believe it's close to 4 million views on that video, correct?
I'll say 3 million.
Okay, close to 3 million. Okay, cool, close to 3 million. And let me ask you this: did you expect that when you shared that something like that would catch fire like that?
No. And the crazy thing is, I really live a private life, so that was kind of just something, that was enough for me. I would say that, but I was not expecting for it to go that viral at all.
So check it out. I can imagine that, especially if that's never happened before. But I want to go ahead and get a little bit of information from you before I go ahead and get the thoughts from our initiates, or today our jury. So if you can we go ahead and drop those links, Lano, so everybody can go ahead and get backstage. But let's get some additional context, because again, the biggest charge here is that you should be held responsible for the fact that you decided to be a stay-at-home mom. You had 5 kids under 29 and with your husband, and you got to take some responsibility for this. First off, I'm just curious, because it seems like now this happened, which is some questions here. That's a separate conversation. But right now, just to be clear, is the relationship is not moving forward at this point? Are you pretty much you and your husband head to divorce?
Yeah, we're still in the process of everything. The only relationship that we do have is with our kids. So if we can communicate, it's about our kids, strictly about our kids.
Okay. So why did you want to keep all 5 of the kids? Just to be clear.
I don't know how much you want me to say, but I had many reasons. One reason is because our home, his job and our home are almost an hour and a half, 2 hours away. So we have no family down, in our primary residence. So I've been a stay-at-home mom for all these years anyway. So I'm used to, doing my motherly things, taking care of the home and everything. But if, I have to work or something happens with the kids, that falls on me. So I moved, with my dad, and he actually works in the same city as my father. So if something were to happen, since I'm a single mom now, or we're splitting, everything, the kids doesn't have to follow me. They can also call him, because during the day, he's where my dad is in the area. So that was one of my reasons, but there's many reasons why I left. That's just one of them.
Is that strange to you that people would?
Okay, so first of all, it still doesn't make any sense. He has a home. The kids need a home. It doesn't seem like it's in the best interest of the kids to be moving with you into a 1-bedroom. But I don't know your living situation. None of my business. The fact that this lady, Tatiana, right? That's her name? Yeah, Tatiana. The fact that she just said that was many reasons. And the very next question isn't, what are the others? It's kind of insane to me. That's kind of insane to me. But let's continue watching. Because her response does not make sense. That, I'm moving into I'm moving into 1 bedroom with these kids at my dad's home or apartment, whatever it is. And the reason it makes sense for 5 kids to live with me in 1 bedroom instead of a house is that the husband currently works closer to this 1 bedroom that we're going to be staying in. All right, girl. All right.
Be upset by that?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, people will be upset about you,
I'm
having,
not sure
having
about
5 kids.
I don't understand why that's a problem. I mean, yes, I started young, but I mean, it's people younger than me with more kids than me, and which is fine. But I don't think it's straight at all, to be honest.
Yeah, I must be tripping because I thought that's what the wife was supposed to do. She laying her life on the line 5 different occasions.
I'm curious about that too. Why did you choose to be a stay-at-home mom?
Okay, so I really did not choose to be a stay-at-home mom.
That's what the wife is supposed to do, have children, have a bunch of kids. I mean, period. Look, if you're a Christian nationalist, if you're a Christian generally, this is probably what you believe you're supposed to do. Your whole purpose for living is to have children, I guess. I don't know. I don't agree with this, but it is what it is. I'm not going to fight them on that. Do you, King?
Me and my husband, when we initially got married, he was actually, we just started going to the church or whatever. So that's another thing. The church was in Atlanta. We lived almost 2 hours away from the church. So, and he was actually going up in the ranks in the church. So, his life was like committed to the church. And as somebody going up in the ranks, like, being a minister or a pastor, as a first lady or, someone, you're supposed to compliment your husband. So that kind of just being involved in church, it kind of consumed me in a way because we were always at the church. So it was kind of hard getting a job, especially once the children start coming along and the church being an hour and a half, 2 hours away. We going to church 3 times a week and then traveling to Florida, Alabama, Mississippi every other month. So the amount, because we were consumed with the church, okay, to save money and the amount of times we were out, I just had to be a stay-at-home mom. I didn't have to, but it was more befitting for our lifestyle.
Sounds like it made financial sense.
So now it was fitting for your lifestyle that you became a stay-at-home mother and not that your husband wanted you to. So your husband, the initial video you made said that your husband essentially made you quit school, quit working, and became a stay-at-home mother. Am I tripping? Maybe I'm tripping. Let me go back to that initial video. Absolutely not. Let's play that initial video again.
And now you share a room with your 5 kids trying to get your life back together because you haven't worked in 8 years because your husband told you to focus on you, your kids, and school. So now you got to learn how to be a single mom all while your kid's dad is gaslighting you, making you feel bad for leaving the house because he says you should have stayed.
So she said because your kid's dad told you to focus on you and the kids. That's why she stopped going to school and working. But now it's better for the lifestyle. It was a lifestyle change. All right, got it, girl. Cool.
As well at that time, which I think people can forget about. Maybe I don't know, people don't have kids as well, but daycare is expensive. You talk about long commutes. You talking about depending on what one of the provider parent is doing. Maybe they have a demanding job. You know what I mean? And maybe maybe it actually makes sense for somebody to stay at home. I think Stefan Arnio, he put this. He had was doing research when he wrote his book. He talked about at that point, this was like 4 or 5 years ago. He said the stay at home mother's value in the workplace is about $80 to $100,000 a year. So this is
I think that was like per kid too. It was like per kid. I think what he evaluated.
So this is a high. I mean, this is a high paying job. This is a major responsibility.
Valuable.
Correct.
No, 100%.
That you're doing for free and not getting paid by anyone to do. That is what doing it for free means. Yeah. It sure is a high paying job that you don't get paid to do. It should be a high paying job, you mean. I don't know why you brought that up because that only serves to highlight the fact that maybe women shouldn't be giving up their careers to do this for free. I'm not saying that. That's not my assertion. A lot of women say they dream of being wives and mothers and taking care of little kids, and that's what they want in life. And good for you, right? Don't get me wrong. I am never saying you shouldn't want that. Do what you want with your life. But you telling the world that this is a high-paying job doesn't do well for anyone if they're not getting paid to do said job. We'll continue.
I think Ryan is really skewing the jury's decision at this point.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Let me be quiet. Okay.
I don't even know if people are gonna really get back and go to trial no more. But I really want the people's opinion here on this one. And by the way, do we have a poll for this one as well that we dropping?
Yeah, I'm gonna drop one.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and drop a poll here on this one. And just to be clear now, because You know, you're in a situation now where you got 5 babies, and essentially what you communicated is now you're in a situation because you went ahead and foregoed your the ability to really get some money, and you had these kids under 29. Now you bit of a tough situation now, or it's tougher situation than you were prior.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, I mean, that's what you said in the video. You literally.
I know. And I think it was the delivery of the video. I mean, you know, I was just trying to get it out. Of course, it was dramatic. But, I mean, he's still, you know, 100% doing everything he's doing. He's just doing it from a distance. And also, like, as far as, you know, the career, and I guess it doesn't really matter.
I don't want to use the D word here, but what do you mean he's doing everything he's doing, he's just doing it from a distance? Then he's not doing everything he can. What do y'all think fatherhood is? Is it just like giving money in your minds? Because like this is kind of weird. You have 5 kids in a 1-bedroom. And not just like a 1-bedroom apartment, like 1 bedroom. The bedroom.
able to, you know, get my degree in real estate license. So I did get those things. I just was
So just to be clear, are you living in the same room with your babies at your dad's house? Is
Our
that
clothes are there, yeah. I mean, basically, we're spread out throughout the house, but I just said that. We're all in, not really, but yeah, you can say that. All our clothes are in there.
Not
but
really.
my kids sleep, yeah. I don't know how to explain it. It's really not that bad, y'all, I promise.
Uh-oh, hold on, wait.
Are you lying? No. I know what y'all are thinking in the chat. No. Are you lying? Because you came out talking about, oh, you had to go live in a 1-bedroom now, and now you're saying, oh, it's not that bad, guys. We live all over there. I don't know how to explain it. It's like our clothes is in the 1 bed. Do you still live in that 1-bedroom? Yes or no? With your 5 kids? Answer yes. I don't know why. But what are you doing? like what is all of this? Like,
Little cap on daddy? It was a little cap on the husband?
Seriously, it's really not that bad. I promise you, it's not like, it's not like I moved furniture or anything. It's just clothes, you know. And even my dad, he was the one pushing me to move. Like, he was like, you know what I mean? You don't need to be in a narcissistic environment, somebody that's controlling you. Because at the end of the day, it wasn't just about the church. It was other stuff that was going on that I didn't put in video. So, I mean, it was a lot. You know, he was telling me if I took the kids around my family, the marriage is over. So I didn't put that in the video. But it was more to it that I didn't even, you know, address.
So let me ask you this. If your daughter...
Watch none of these 2 people ask her about what were the other things. Because they don't actually care. Let's be very clear. These 2 men do not actually care, and they do not want to paint the other man in a bad light. This seems like there is a disagreement about church, and she does not want to give up her church. And he wants her to give up her church. And that is the end of the marriage. She just highlighted that there was more to it. That her dad, the grandfather of the kids, suggested that this was some kind of narcissistic relationship where the husband, is a narcissist. Now, there's no clarification on that. There is no request for additional information on that. There is no curiosity at all about the other things that she could have gone through to lead to a breakdown in the marriage, and why changing the church might have been the last straw, if it were the last straw. There's literally no inquiry. There is no question around what actually happened and why this is happening. Like they're not curious. These 2 men who are doing this podcast thing, they're not curious at all, not even in the least bit.
Pretty much trying to figure, came to you saying she wanted to have a man, 5 kids, give up her career, all in her marriage. Would you advise her to do the same thing, or based on this experience, did that change your perspective?
I would advise her, because at the end of the day, it was kind of started off with the church. The church was the issue. I would say I'll definitely tell her to wait till she's about like 25, 26, establish herself first, then, you know, decide on getting married. But the route that I wouldn't tell her to do it. I would say just establish yourself first and then wait to have kids. Because it was, at the same time, yeah, I love my kids, but it's also, you know, I'm still learning. It's a lot. It can be overstimulating. So I would kind of tell her to kind of go a different route.
And that's what I want to know. I want to know the people's perspective on this.
Okay, so you would not advise your daughter to do what you did, but you and these 2 men were sitting up there talking about how these comments were negative and bad, and they were dragging you when you wouldn't do. Like, the comments are highlighting what you just said. The advice to your daughter, hopefully, is to be better than you, to do better than you did. And not to say you did anything wrong, because we literally don't know why the marriage broke down. We literally don't know why the marriage broke down. And no, I am not buying that it was just about you not wanting to change churches. I'm not buying that, not even on sale, even with the return policy. I'm not getting it, right? So no, right? And you admit as much by saying, oh, there were a lot more things that I did not include in the video why our marriage broke down. So it's not giving, I didn't want to change church, and so my husband left or wanted to end the relationship. So no, absolutely not. And conjecture. She gives very prideful, religious pride in a way, whereby if the man was cheating or doing something, she would never want to say it outright. She just wanted enough information to drag him and paint him in a negative light, which here for it. But I don't think her ego would let her go the full mile. Because she came back literally after she made the video defending him about how he's a good man, he provided, he is great, he would not let them go for anything, he's amazing. Mind you, the same man who is like, I'm going to take this Benz back, I'm going to give you a cheaper car, you can live in here with my kids, take care of them kids, but I'm going to be out there dipping it and doing it while you are here taking care of the kids. So, great man, apparently. Even the man you said gaslight you about leaving with your kids to go to your dad is a great man. Cool. All right, girl. Period.
Because when I saw the comments, what it really was reflective is just the current state of trust of women in relationships. Because women is pretty much, that's why they brought up Shira 7, because Shira 7 is the pink pill queen.
Oh, yeah.
And she pretty much is all about keeping power and leverage in your hands. And a lot of ladies feel like once you start giving them babies out and you ain't making no money, now you've lost all the power and leverage in the relationship. And now if anything goes wrong, you are now with the short end of the stick. This is what we take in the trial here. I want to know the people's opinion.
You do not need to appeal for that. Let me be very clear to everyone listening, all the women. My number of women actually, the percentage of women decreased from 93% on this channel to like 89%. And then there was an increase in subscribers on the channel. So it seems like there's a lot more men who came over. Women, please get me back up to 90. I'm gonna need to go back up to 90% women. So we need to go figure this out. We need to get back up. We need to have over 90% women on this channel. Because girl, period. Anywho. You don't need a poll to tell you that if you're a woman who does not have a career or a job or an education, if you did not finish and you start having children, you are at a very distinct and specific disadvantage when it comes to everything in society. It is what it is. You will have to readapt in a way that a lot of people don't if that man decides to withdraw economic support from you. I'm not saying they will. I'm not saying they should. I'm not saying you should worry night and day about this, but you should plan for it. There should be a plan. Because yes, you're at a distinct disadvantage. If you have children, you have to take care of these children and you don't have economic resources. Like, yes, I don't know why they're I'm going to end it here. Keela, girl, hey. Hey, Keela, how are you? Hopefully you're available, you and DJ. Hi, DJ. Hi, Keela. Hopefully y'all are available. We're going to finish this video on Friday. We're going to go live on Friday, and we're going to watch this live, and we're going to react to it, because I'm going to need some more energy. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Anyway. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. That was my take. That was a Tuesday morning take. Let me know your take in the comments below. I look forward to seeing you guys on Friday to discuss. And before I go, let me jump into the comments from last week's video and show you my fave comment. Okay, so this is the video. This is the part of the video that this person commented on. I'm going to play the part of the video, and then we're going to talk about it, right? So this is what I said in the short from the video from last week, and then we'll read the comments. So here we go. If you don't want to pay child support don't have children, don't impregnate. Like, I'm confused why Bakari is presenting this as if it's something that men can't control. Can men not decide to not impregnate women? Like, you can decide, as a man, you can decide to not impregnate a woman, and thus the issue of child support. All right. So that was what I said, that if you are a man who does not want to pay child support, just don't impregnate women. Very straightforward, very simple, very demure, very mindful. This person says, Big Bang Country says, well, tell me, genius, it's her body, her choice. She made that decision. Also, if she wanted to abort the baby, she could, but a man can't force her to keep it. What part of if you don't want to pay child support, just don't impregnate women, does this answer? Like, why are you responding to me, you weak, useless, disgusting degenerate? Why are you responding to me by telling me that it's her body, her choice? Yeah, and it's your body, your choice. Therefore, if you do not want to pay child support, which was the topic, then don't impregnate women. Point blank, period. You useless degenerate. All right. Well, that's not on that. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I will see you guys later. Bye.